Hello, welcome back to Tiny Easel Trading. This is Ian. I just sold the 15,000 commons and uncommons. So we bought 10,000. It was actually 8,000. I added my 7,000 bulk commons and uncommons. So we had 15,000. I listed it on Craigslist for 120. No one wanted it. I dropped it down to 100. I left it there for a while. Finally, someone replied to me. It was this guy named Alex. He set it up to meet. Oh, that's the wrong one. He set up to meet today. He said he's pretty much free all day. I don't know what he does for a living, but he lives in Henrietta, which is where I live, so that's interesting. And I was like, oh no, I hope he's not someone I'm taking advantage of. I felt kind of guilty going on there because I'm like, these are just random bad uncommons and commons, and a bunch of them smell like smoke, and he's probably not going to know that till he gets home and sorts through them. So I felt like I was just unloading a bunch of garbage on someone for $100. But that's what someone just did to me for $75, so I was fine with it because I was like, I'm going to take out all the good cards. But the problem with that is I already took out all the good cards. I took out literally every single good card possible and sold that for $30. So you got the $100, real money for Magic cards. I'm telling you guys, it's a real thing. And we got the $30 from that. So if you think about half of them were from the purchase, 8,000. So you save $50 from this and $30 from the buy list. We made $80. So our profit was $5. Yes, we got there. We made profit on this arduous activity. But then you also have to look at the benefits of we were able to sell the rest of my bulk, which I probably wouldn't be able to sell because it was mostly newer stuff and nobody really wants the newer stuff, and it wasn't a large quantity enough to really sell it off. So that saves up a lot of space in my room, which is nice because since I'm moving, I'm trying to downsize stuff. And there's always something to be said for having space in your life. There's so much peace of mind with having just things where they should be and not cluttered, and it's worth more than money in some senses. So there's that benefit, and just being able to make a video about it to inform people we're learning from it. So there's that benefit. So there's a lot of added value that's beyond the money. The $5 that we made, we did make money. I just want to say that was not $30 like we hoped, but it was $5. And I kept some cards from it. Oh, and I had a couple sales for like I sold a charter course for like I sold four for $4 or something like that. So there's a couple extra profit margins that I just didn't take into consideration. And so it was really stressful. I really don't like meeting people, especially people I don't know. I guess you meet people you don't know every time you meet them. That's what meeting people is. Meeting people you don't know, but I mean like face to face, just confronting someone I don't know. So I was driving and I was really nervous, shaking in the car, and then I realized that it wasn't me that was shaking so much as my car was shaking, and my check engine light was on. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna break down with 15,000 cards in my car in the middle of this intersection. Everyone's gonna be like, what is going on? This kid's a noob. And thankfully my car shook into a parking spot. And the guy messages me, he's like, I am inside, we're meeting at a Barnes & Noble. I am inside by the tables in the bookstore. And I was like, okay. And I went and found him. He looked at me like I was crazy because I had my little floppy hat on. It's back there. It's got ears on it. I walked up to him like this. Clearly a joke, you know. And then we went out to my car. And then I pulled my car over to his car, and then we unloaded them. He didn't really look at them even. And he said, so I guess I owe you $100. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. And he gave me the money, and I was like, what are you going to do with them all? He's like, I'm going to sell them. So I guess he's also a seller, so I felt a lot better because then he's just going to flip them, and he's in the business area, so he's like, understands there's times you lose and times you win. He's not like a consumer that just wants to get a good product. He's taking risks with this investment strategy too. So I think we kind of won that investment because what he's going to do is he's going to break it down into like way smaller portions. He's going to sell either 1,000 card starter collections, which is like 1,000 commons, 20 rares, and 2 mythics or something, and some foils, and it's sold to newer players. Or he's going to sell it into repacks, which is when you take packs that have already been opened, you put like 15 random cards together that are all bad, and you sell them for way cheaper than a normal pack. It's just like, it's kind of like a scam. So I don't really like doing that, so I feel good about selling it this way because I don't really like giving end customers a bad feeling. So selling repacks or collectors boxes, starter collections that are just bad, just seems like a way to create bad feelings in people you're selling to. And I don't really have that many repeat customers, but I still don't want people to feel bad feelings when I send them things in the mail. And I think that having a bunch of bad cards and advertising them as new things or something for new players is just a way to piss people off, and you don't want new players to come in feeling like they got ripped off the bat. So I don't really like doing that. So I'm glad that I get to sell them to him, and I can let him live with that guilt, that heavy, burdensome, terrifying, just life-shattering guilt of really just selling someone some not great Magic cards. That's just seems like maybe one of the worst things you could do to someone. So that's the update on that. Feeling pretty excited about it. Next up, we're going to talk about, like I said before, this collection, Frankenstein's Monster. Huh? You got some cards in there. I'm going to work on selling that on eBay and talking about that. But I just feel like excited. Oh yeah, excited I have space in my room and money. And I'm going to put it back into the business. That's how it goes. Alright, everybody, if you enjoyed the ride of buying and selling 10,000 commons and uncommons, like, comment, and subscribe. Or one of the options. Or, like I said before, the handwritten letters are always preferred. All the best. Farewell.